Welcome, friends, to a new Road to Class A game analysis. This is game number 3, I believe, but round 4. So I think my opponent ended up not showing up and had to forfeit in round 3, so I got a win there. So I'm now 2-1, and this is round 4 of the early fall Swiss. I am playing Eli Glendoff at my local club, and I have another e4, e5. So let's take a look. And we get the same knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and bishop c5. And now we get to unleash my new opening that I've decided to play, which is called the Evans Gambit with b4. And some people are like, what are you talking about? Why are you playing b4? You're just giving this pawn up. So the idea here is that you get the bishop off this diagonal. Did Eli tell you that you didn't play the main line? No. He didn't, because I did play the main line and he did not. He does it every time, whether it's not he's right or wrong. Yeah, he played bishop e7 here, which is not the main line. It is a line, but it's a line that I'm familiar with. I believe the main line is a bishop a5. But yeah, he came all the way back. He said he's familiar with it, but this is an interesting game because I got to a point where I really believed I had winning chances, but I didn't capitalize on them. So I played d4. This is all standard theory at this point, and he played d6. I think that's it is a move. It's a move that can be played. I don't think it's the best move. I think you should take. I think you should take the pawn. Yeah, I'm sure he has said that a few times. So thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. It's awesome to have you, Carter. So now I'm kind of getting to the fuzzy point where I haven't played this enough to know and feel my way through it. So now I'm playing on I'm in that weird fuzzy space where, is this the right move? Is this intuition? Is this book move? I don't know. And I played queen to b3. It does. It absolutely does. We have some real characters at the club for sure. He's a New Yorker, so he's definitely got his own flavor. He's from New York, so I feel like that's why it is. Gizmos, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. And I knew that I'd be met with this. Carter, thank you. Carter's Gamers. So here I thought, okay, I'm gonna spice it up. Let's go. So that's what I did. Bishop takes f7, and which I thought, well, okay, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna have a fun game. It's very, very interesting already. So he plays king f8. Pretty much the only move. You don't really want to move up to e7 or d7. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, it looks like that. So I played queen to a4, and he played queen to c6, or he played c6, unlocking his queen to protect his knight. So so I had two options here. I could move my bishop back to b3, which I considered. So I thought about coming back. That was an option that I thought. No, I really want to kind of mess up his whole king side, and I'm just gonna take this off and say, okay, let's go. We're gonna have a game. Let's do it. And yeah, I took there, and I thought that he might take with the rook, and then start pushing these pawns. But he took with the king, which I found to be rather surprising. I was not expecting that. I was really expecting the other way, but I guess I get it. You might want to, play, h5, h4, and do it that way. But I mean, either way is probably fine. I don't think the one is better than the other. This one feels worse to me than the other way, but maybe I'm wrong. So I developed another piece, bishop to e3. If he takes, I can just get another piece in the center going towards his king, which we want. Or I could just shore up the center and play this way. And now I've got a nice strong center, and he's got problems. He's got to deal with all this stuff. So positionally at this point, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. He played b5, which I was expecting, and I came back to c2. Knight to c4, and then castles. I really expected him just to peel the bishop off right away, and I was okay with that, because then I can get, if he takes, then I have unlocked my rook. He played this bishop g4 instead, and here is where I had to make my real first decision of the game. Move 14. Actually, my first decision was move 11 when I played bishop to e3, which probably wasn't amazing. And I spent 10 minutes on that move. Here I didn't spend that much time. I was mistaken. Here I realized I didn't want him to take my knight and then open up my king, so I had to come back. And now I'm already feeling the effects of not my poor bishop move. And he took, I took, which makes sense. And now I've got this nice open file. And he played bishop g5, which is the move that I missed. And I thought, oh no, now I'm kind of in a little bit of trouble here. I don't like this. Now I'm struggling. Now I thought that I could probably just play queen to d3. And okay, I'm fine. We can continue on, and it'll be a game, right? And I don't know if there was something that I just didn't like about it, or why I didn't play it, but I came up with a different plan, which probably wasn't good. And I took the knight, or I took on e5. So d takes e5. And this is probably a mistake. Maybe it's a mistake. I'm not quite sure. He takes, obviously. And I move king to h1. And he plays bishop to e6. Yeah, queen d3 does look pretty reasonable. But for some reason, I don't know, there was something that I was scared about that kind of... yeah, I mean... queen d3 looks like a totally normal move, right? Like, I don't know what it was. I felt like it was more prone for my queen to get trapped. I had no way of protecting my queen to even get a piece back if I were to lose it. And but looking at it now, I feel like, okay, this is perfectly fine. You know, I have this, and then I can bring this back, and now we've got kind of almost like an attack. So I feel like it's probably a decent move, but there was something about it I didn't like, and I chose a different plan. So I let him have the pawn, move my king, and he moved his bishop back. And I thought, oh, okay. Cool. Well, this is nice, and we're moving right along. I don't remember what the plan completely was here. Yeah, it does feel claustrophobic, doesn't it? I didn't anticipate this, some of this B5 stuff, and it kind of threw me off. I kind of missed some of that stuff with Bishop E3 that I probably shouldn't have played. And he brought his bishop back. I don't remember exactly why. I mean, I always have this because now he's got this check here. But all right, he doesn't want that check at all, so he takes it. And now I played queen d3. He moves his bishop back to protect his pawn, and I go after his bishop. It's a really maneuvering, kind of semi-tactical game. There's a lot of tactics in the air, but he seems to see them all. And yeah, I made a mistake here. That was a mistake because now he played here, and I was like, oh man. And here I'm frustrated. I'm irritated. I was like, how did I miss this? This is a basic tactic, and the position got the better of me because I kind of lost focus a little bit. Yeah, it's like 2 knights versus 2 bishops is really tough. So now I'm going to drop an exchange. But now I have to think about, pause the video here and see if you can figure out what my move was. Because it's not all bad right now. Try to figure out what the next move that I made was here. That gives the best chances. Can you see it? I played queen to h3, giving up the rook. Have the rook for free. You're gonna do what? Yeah, and I did it. So he took, and I went after the king with a queen and a pawn. That's it. And he played king f8, and I played knight 1 to d2. So now I've opened this up, and now we're getting into some serious stuff. I'm down a rook, essentially, but his rooks are not in the game. This rook is stuck here. This rook's not doing anything yet. So I'm active, and he's semi-active. So there's this counterplay going on, and Bro's rebranding his chess so that he's tall of the 21st century. Well, I have something to show you. Hi, Frank. My man. That's right. Mikhail Tal. And coupled with Art of the Checkmate. So, yes, I am rebranding my chess 100%. I am playing to win at all costs. You can have my rook. I'm going to checkmate you. That's my philosophy at this point. Black's king is super sketch right now. You are right. So now he's got all kinds of things going on. He's got a deal that I have this. I've got this. He's got stuff to deal with. And he played a move which I was expecting him to come back here and then we just trade off, right? I was expecting that. That did not happen. He played bishop to g2. Check. And I was like, wait, what? Why did you do that? Um, I was like, wow. So his idea was, and he plays it, that after I take, that he's going to get all this, excuse me, all the same activity that I have with my queen against his king, he's going to have against my king. So now, um, I've got real serious chances. I just moved my king back, and now we can take stock of the position. I've got a mate threat. I've got checkmate in one or two, really. One time, Yasser Sarowin said Tal's name, but said it Michael Tal, and it's really funny. Michael Tal, yeah. Mickey Tal. Yeah, it is funny. I'm sure his name was pronounced a lot, mispronounced a lot. So he plays queen to e7, best defense in the position, and I get rook f1 check, and he's got to move his king to e8. Now let's take a look. I'm super active. I'm now only down an exchange, and okay, we're doing okay. I've got all the activity, which to me is really good. Yeah. Sarawan is pretty. He's a character, so I mean, he's been the second for so many world champions. Like, yeah, I feel like he gets a pass. You know. All right, so I'm at this point. I'm like, oh, now I've got all kinds of crazy things. So I thought my best option was to take his bishop, and he takes the queen. I take his queen, and now let's take a look. I've got two pieces for a rook. So now I feel as though I'm actually winning. He's going to move. He can't move his king to protect the pawn. So, yeah, butchering names it's part of it. I mean, I guess it's part of it. There's a lot of funny names out there. You know, saying Nepo's name properly is difficult. So, like, I don't even know that I can do it. Nepomniachtchi, I think is how you pronounce it, but it took. I think I had to practice that a couple of times before I could like confidently say it. It's hard. So he moves his king to e7. We get ourselves another pawn, and we're going into an endgame, and I feel really good about this endgame. Takes the pawn, and I get knight to f5. King to e6, and king to g2. I think anybody can get a pass, right? Rook h to g8, king to f2, rook a to d8, knight to b3, and rook to g6. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's hard. So now the whole idea in endgames, you want to centralize your king. So I do exactly that. King to e3, rook to f6. Knight to c5 and king to f7. And here, is it here? Yeah. There's a point here where, so at this point, I'm feeling really good about my position. And I couldn't find a way to get through. There is a way to get through. And I missed it. So is it here? Yeah, here. So there is a way to get through and break through this position to win. I'm actually winning in this position by quite a bit. It doesn't look like it, but there is a way through, and it's it's hard. But I didn't find it, unfortunately. The engines found it. And I played rook to g1, trying to come into the g7 square right here. And he blocked it, and I came back, and he came back, and then we repeated it a few times, which is unfortunately the result of the game. You know, we have this repetition. But, and it's not easy to find, but there is a way around to get through. And I think here, is it here? Yeah. So there's two ways around. So when he came here, the move that you can make is knight to e d3. Sorry, knight to d3. And he can come here, and we can block. Take that one, take that one, take that one. Check. It's got to move back. Check. It's got to move back here. And I believe this was the way through. And this is completely winning for white. And there was another one too after this. Whereas we go here and he comes here. And I think it's this. No, this way? No. That's not it. No, that's not the move either. Maybe it's here. No, I can't remember it exactly. I have it. It doesn't really matter one way or another. But yeah, there's a way to get this pawn. And then you step your king up and you can get through. But there is a way to get through. I have it. I saved them in my Chessable course. So I've actually been studying it. But apparently I don't remember the exact variation. But there is a way to get through. Ultimately, we ended up getting a draw here. So, which is a little bit unfortunate because I had a win. But I just couldn't break through. Endgames, though I love. I don't think I had a lot of time. Actually, I did have plenty of time. Yeah, we were in a really good spot. I just couldn't find a way through when I was looking at it. And we just ended up repeating. So, yeah, I mean, I had more than 30 minutes on the clock, and so did he. So I guess we could have played it through. But, yeah, I missed it. That's okay. I mean, at this point, he is higher rated than me, so by a few points, getting a draw here is only helpful to me and not him. So, overall, very good game. I enjoyed it. I played well, and aside from that little mishaps with the bishop to c4 skewering my pieces, it's not too bad.